to just
Hello.
tease. We were able to invite in Chibi from BDE Elites. First thing I want to say is congratulations on the success of your team so far. Wednesday, BDE Elite came in 10th place, and on Friday, on Monday, came in 8th place with two top 10 finishes of the past two scrims for BDE Elite. So good kudos to
Thank you.
them.
Thank you.
You can tell Mob that he can stop playing the game. I didn't appreciate him killing me yesterday.
Oh,
Um,
really?
I did not appreciate that.
Is
So just
that
letting him know that.
might that be why your team just annihilated us today? Hmm?
That I had nothing to do that.
I don't know. Seems a little sus. No, 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 no. All good vibes.
So to the
Uh,
viewers, we're talking to Chibi. Chibi is a streamer on Twitch. You can follow, check her out on Chibi Toto on Twitch. And if you, it's awesome, and she streams for like 9,000 hours at a time, so you'll get plenty of times. But one thing that Chibi also does is she is the manager, runner, leader of BDE Elite. So what we wanted to do today is that come up with some scenarios that other managers that I've come across in my time as owner of Misfire that she's come across. We heard from Unzipped after match one that they considered Chibi a mentor and helped them get into customs and into scrims. So we're going to take a scenario that I think has happened to every single leader of a team at least once, and that is you get word from another team that I'm going to say that Tommy is in their Discord, causing all sorts of hate and discontent, or Tommy was on the all chat dropping all sorts of inappropriate language. You get word of that, and as a manager, how do you handle that when you have a toxic and or disruptive member of your team? So I've set out the scenario, Ms. Chibi. How would you handle that if that scenario came up to you?
so for me, it's very important that people know who I am and what I stand for and what I want my clan to stand for. Most of the times when I am brought up with these situations, I address it directly with the person that has brought it up to my attention. I apologize. If I was unaware of it, I obviously will, like, now that I'm aware of it, move on to take action. But I always start off with, the apology, because you have to be upfront. What your clan and what your team is doing is still, it's still your responsibility. I can't control them, but it is still my responsibility to be able to manage them and coach them
Hmm.
into a better behavior. My team and my clan, we have always been honest. I am the most upfront, honest person, like hands down, Pickford knows. Like, I am just who I am, and that doesn't change in any scenario. And I always take responsibility and accountability when it's due. And that is what I always tell my people as well, is like, I'm taking accountability for what you're doing, but I need you to step up and take accountability as
Hmm.
well. On
One thing I've learned, everything looks better on the big screen.
Welcome to the next generation of open world adventure. Immerse yourself in Cyberpunk 2077.
tell my people as well, is like, I'm taking accountability for what you're doing, but I need you to step up and take accountability as
Hmm.
well. On like on the front side, yes, we take, every consideration possible to address it. Behind the scenes, there are private talks that I do with my clan and my members that are doing these things or that have caused these issues. And I address them because I don't want that environment. Like, my biggest thing is I want drama free, I want fun, I want flirty, I want whatever, but it's all good vibes. Like, I want good vibes all
Hmm.
around to everyone. And I think that when I have that issue come up, I address it immediately. I cut it at the core, and then I move on. And if it happens again, obviously the consequences will be harsher.
So I
But
go
I,
to you, and I'm like, Chibi, I talked to Timmy, and you know what? You know what? You need to kick him off your team.
and
I want you to kick him off his team because I've had this like happen to me. Like people have said this, and I know it's
mhm.
happened to you. This is well, this person did this, and you know, if you want to if you want to have a relationship with us, you got to kick him off your team.
And here's the thing. I run my clan how I run my clan, and I am not going to be bullied into doing anything that I don't think is reasonable. If it is like this is your first time mentioning to me and me knowing, I take that and I say, hey, look, I understand that there's feelings and I understand where you're coming from. Completely understand. But you have to understand that this is my clan and I will discipline how I need to discipline, but I will not cut off people because they've made one mistake. Now, if it is a continuation, I will deal with it as I see fit. But you will not bully me into doing anything. I respect you as a human. I respect you as a leader, as I hope that you respect me as one as well. That is very much how I feel when that situation would be brought up to me, I think.
I think that's very smart. I mean, I'm
Respect's
on the same
important.
thing. What I tell people is, I'm never going to discipline a member of my team in public. That's never going to happen. So if they say I want you to kick him out, or I'm saying, well, I'm sorry, you're never going to see that because I never discipline in public. I discipline in private, and I compliment in public. That's the basic of any type of leader. But one thing that I do is misfire is we've really kind of built I mean, we're almost like overly non-toxic. I think sometimes I think that we kind of like go a little bit too far um, with our anti-toxicity because sometimes it can be fun and people can take it the wrong way. But in misfire, I mean, I'm a big believer in if it depends on what somebody does. If somebody says something that could be construed as kind of like inappropriate, I'll talk to them immediately. But there's some things like N bombs, stuff like that, where it's like one strike and you're done.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And obviously, as every type of leader, you're gonna take each scenario as they
Hmm.
come. But my big thing is that a toxic. I'm maybe a little bit more harsh with a toxic player because I'm under the mindset that a toxic player is toxic. They may straighten up a little bit, but they're gonna kind of go back to what they have. And we've had times where I've kicked the player off the team. They kind of took about 3 months away, and then we talked about it after about 3 months, and he came back on, and he's one of our best players. It's completely worked out. So I'm not saying I'm never going to like let's say like just because if I move somebody from the team doesn't mean that I've like banished them. I don't know them
Hmm.
anymore. But obviously, as you know, as Beans knows, you're building a business, Beans Brigade, Chippy, you got BDE, Elite Universe, all that stuff going on. You have and your Scrim too. Obviously, if you can't
Hmm.
have, yeah, I know you have a lot of your teammates on there on your Scrim, and you and B both have that added pressure of what if somebody says something inappropriate on the Scrim that can get you banned, perma banned for something you don't do. Because as you know, if you don't know on Twitch, it doesn't matter what happens on your stream.
Yep.
It's your stream.
It's your
You're
responsibility.
100% responsibility. So if
Yep.
I go in there and I lose my mind and I just start dropping N bombs as many as I can before Beans can kick me off of there, get me out of there, he's taking
Correct.
responsibility for it.
I get
Not
banned.
me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's obviously a important thing. So, but I think what we decided as we go into this next match and we're finishing up with Chibi is acknowledge whoever made the complaint, that you respect them, that you've heard them, and that you understand what their problem is. Deal with the person immediately in private,
Hmm.
and then tell them. But do not allow yourself to be bullied or coerced by another team. Even if they
Absolutely.
say we're going to kick you out of scrims, whatever, say fine, that's fine. We'll go. There's plenty of scrims to play, but don't ever allow yourself to get browbeat
Mm-mm.
or
Not at
told
all.
how to run your team. Otherwise, why do you have a team? If you're
Exactly.
just gonna allow somebody else to run it, go join that person's team because obviously you're not in a position to run it. So with that said,
Well said.
again, Jimmy, what are you streaming next? Do you know?
So I will be streaming tonight, but tomorrow's stream is gonna be